Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone, and by no other name. Amen. So guys, I got a big confirmation for you. I did a live stream 1 day ago titled Bad Bunny, Snake Eyes, and She's My Kind of Crazy, all connected to Charlie Kirk. Well, the Charlie Kirk channel just put out a video in the last hour, and the title of the video, Bad Bunny is Bad for America. So 1 day after I do my video connecting Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk channel is talking about Bad Bunny. What are the odds? So I want to show you that. We're going to go over everything. We'll give it a few minutes, wait for people to jump in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Let me see how we're looking here on the screen. Hope you guys are having a good day. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you can hear me okay. Alright, we look good on the screen. Hey, level 2, how you doing? Sounds good. Alright, good. Alright, we'll give it a few more seconds, wait for a few more people to jump in. And then I have some new information on She's My Kind of Crazy, the music video with Erica Kirk. A couple things that I missed in the last live stream. We're going to talk about the government shutdown and all kinds of stuff. So, should be a good show. Hopefully it won't be 3 hours like last time. I want to try to keep this under an hour and a half. Hey Patrick, much love, brother. Good to see you. Hey Apache Ghost, how you doing? Alright guys, we'll go ahead and get started. I know you guys are tired of hearing about Charlie Kirk. It's been, 3 weeks of decodes, but the confirmations just keep coming, so I have to talk about this. I mean, how crazy. I was literally connecting Charlie Kirk to Bad Bunny. Now the Charlie Kirk channel today is talking about Bad Bunny, and that's not even the craziest part. Wait till I show you the other part. But guys, do me a favor when you come in, please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. Alright guys, just give me a second to get all set up and we'll get started. Alright, that looks pretty good. Here's my video, guys. Just so you can see, this is my channel here. JosephAcquaviva, that's me, right? We're live right now. And here's my video from 1 day ago. Let me get my pointer out. It says Bad Bunny, Snake Eyes, and She's My Kind of Crazy. And we're connecting all this, obviously, to Charlie Kirk, right? So 1 day ago, I'm talking about Bad Bunny and all the connections to Charlie Kirk, right? Well, this is the Charlie Kirk channel. And I can't believe what they were just talking about. When I took the screenshot, it was 19 minutes ago. It's been about an hour now. So this video is still up. Look at this. Charlie Kirk channel. Bad Bunny is bad for America. Can you believe that, guys? Everybody should be hitting the like button just on that. I mean, first of all, they just had this big, allegedly tragic event with Charlie Kirk. Why are they talking about Bad Bunny? 1 day? I mean, what kind of a biblical matrix is this? One day ago, I'm talking about Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk. Now today, the Charlie Kirk channel is talking about Bad Bunny. Okay? Now, if you think that's a coincidence, look what they show in the first 30 seconds of the video. Bad Bunny is bad for America. What do you see behind him? A snake, guys. A snake. So not only is it Bad Bunny, but there's a snake right at the beginning of the video. What's my video about? Bad Bunny and snake eyes. Come on now. It's an absolute crime that everybody's not hitting the like button right now. Wow. I guess I'm the only one that finds that interesting. And the few people that hit the like button. I mean, one day ago, I'm talking about Bad Bunny, Charlie Kirk, and the snake. Now today, the Charlie Kirk channel puts out a video about Bad Bunny, and within the first 30 seconds, we see a snake. So, anyways, I think it's pretty interesting. I guess you guys are just tired of hearing about Charlie Kirk and the snake. I don't blame you. But yeah. Hey, Maggie. Much love. How you doing? What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So why was I connecting Bad Bunny to the snake? Thank you, Maggie. You too. Are you guys okay? Only person leaving a comment is Maggie. All right. That's okay. My bad. I hope I'm not coming off as like egotistical or bragging or anything. All credit goes to God. You know that on this channel. I just I thought it was pretty incredible. I guess it's because I'm the person that made the video that I find it so incredible. Here I am. I mean, there's only like, I don't know, less than 10 of us in the whole world that are doing these videos connecting Bad Bunny to Charlie Kirk and the snake and everything. And I just think it's insane that Charlie Kirk channel put out a video today about Bad Bunny, and in the first 30 seconds you see a snake in the background. But anyways, let me show you why this is such a big deal. Maybe you guys need a refresher, a recap. All right? So why were we connecting Bad Bunny to Charlie Kirk and the snake? Well, you guys know we're in the year of the snake. And we just had the big connection with Snake Eyes, right? So, long story short, Bad Bunny is 31 years old. If you don't know, he's going to be performing at halftime, right? At the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny is 31 years old. Charlie Kirk, 31 years old. See how Snake equals 31? TPUSA equals 31. Genesis 3:1 about the snake. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. That's Genesis 3:1 about the snake, right? Let's see. Any other 31s? No. Okay, so you got snake 31. Genesis 3:1 about the snake. Bad Bunny 31 years old. Charlie Kirk 31 years old. Genesis 3:1 about the snake. TPUSA equals snake in multiple ciphers. What are the odds that TPUSA equals snake, TPUSA equals Utah, and Utah equals snake? All in multiple ciphers. And look at this. Bad Bunny is a perfect match to the snake. Okay? So again, they show a snake within 30 seconds of the Charlie Kirk video talking about Bad Bunny. And I showed this yesterday, or the day before. Bad Bunny is a perfect match to the snake. And Charlie Kirk was allegedly shot 225 days after the Year of the Snake began. Year of the Snake 225. It was also 22 weeks, 5 days before the end of the Year of the Snake. He was allegedly shot in Orem. Orem means serpent or snake. State Farm Stadium, where the memorial was, is shaped like a snake. And also, including the end date, today is 14 days before Kirk's birthday. Utah 14, Snake 14, TP USA is 14. So, anyways, in my last live stream, I didn't have this part about TP USA. So yeah, this is new information. TP USA equals Snake. TP USA equals Utah. Much love, Dave, Ramir, Tabernacle of the Bridegroom. Hope you guys are doing well. So, of course, we've been talking about the movie Snake Eyes, right? And, you know, don't forget Trump has the snake poem. Nicolas Cage doing the hands like Trump. In the movie Snake Eyes, politician Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck, like Charles Kirk was shot in the neck. And the movie takes place in September, or the assassination happens in September. At first, we all thought it was September 10th. Turns out it's more likely September 19th, but 1 plus 9 is 10. There's also 10 p.m. on the billboard. And remember, Trump's Taj Mahal, where this scene was filmed, it filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. During the fight, or during the assassination, you have a storm outside called Jezebel, and you had the website Jezebel that had the witches put a curse on Charlie Kirk 2 days before he died, allegedly. During the assassination, you have a guy named Tyler taking a fall in a staged event. Lincoln Tyler. Lincoln was assassinated. Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson, the 165. We'll talk more about the 165 later. His nickname, the Executioner, Tyler. Again, it was filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal Casino. The name of the assassin is Tariq Rabbit. This is in Snake Eyes. Tariq Rabbit. Rabbit, right? Like Bad Bunny. Like Frank the Rabbit, like iPet Goat Rabbit. And his initials, Tariq Rabbit, TR, like Tyler Robinson. Hey, Franchot, good to see you. Bad Bunny's date of birth is the same as Ben from 911. Are you talking about the O guy? Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Both their birthdays are March 10th. Thank you, Franchot. Good to see you. Make sure you guys subscribe to Franchot in the chat. But yeah, see his birthday, March 10th. Let's look up Bad Bunny. There you go, March 10th. They got the same birthday. All right. Thank you, Franchot. Appreciate it. Fix my table a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we covered Tariq Rabbit with the TR. We talked about Trump's casino. We got Tyler taking a fall during the assassination. Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson. We talked about Jezebel. We talked about Charles Kirkland with the neck. And then this part here, based on the VHS releases from that era, the trailer for Dead Man on Campus was included in the 98 VHS release of Snake Eyes. And the trailer for Snake Eyes was featured on the VHS release of Dead Man on Campus. Get it? Dead Man on Campus, like Charlie Kirk. So the trailer for Dead Man on Campus was in Snake Eyes, and the Snake Eyes trailer was on Dead Man on Campus. Remember in the trailer for Dead Man on Campus, they show a fake ID which has 2 dates on it. One of them is 11/20, which is Erica Kirk's birthday. The other date is 10/15/93, which is 1 day after Charlie Kirk was born in 93. Don't forget also, they have, on the Dead Man on Campus movie, they have a trailer for South Park. And remember, there's the episode of South Park, episode 330, Got a Nut, with Eric Cartman connected to Charlie Kirk. And they're a perfect match in 3 ciphers. Let me show you. South Park. Guys, do me a favor when you come in, please hit that like button. Very much appreciated. So we'll go over the 33s again later, but see, this is the 330th episode of South Park. Drop the 0, you got a 33. The episode features Eric Cartman becoming right-wing podcasters the latter, and a parody of Charlie Kirk. It was in 2025. And Charlie Kirk equals Eric Cartman. All right? Okay, so we covered all that. Oh, also, Dead Man on Campus. It was co-produced by Valhalla Entertainment. Remember Cash Patel talking about Charlie Kirk said, "I'll see you in Valhalla"? What are the odds? Much love, Mr. S. Hope you're doing well. If you're just now coming in, right? If you're like, why is this guy talking about Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk again? Well, I just went live the other day. I connected Bad Bunny to Snake Eyes and Charlie Kirk. Here's all the connections, right? Bad Bunny equals the Snake, and Snake is 31. Charlie Kirk, 31. Bad Bunny, 31. TPUSA equals Snake. Aura means Snake. TPUSA equals Utah, and Utah equals Snake, right? Genesis 3:1 about the snake. 225 days after the year of the snake began, Charlie Kirk went down year of the snake, 225, right? All that. Why am I talking about this again? Look what just came out in the last hour from the Charlie Kirk channel. Bad Bunny is bad for America. So right after I talk about Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk channel is talking about Bad Bunny. And look what they show in the first 30 seconds of the video, guys. They show a snake. All right? I mean, come on. You think that's a coincidence after I've done, what now, 20 videos connecting all this stuff? So, more connections to Snake Eyes. Shout out to Decoding with Cody for this find. The woman in the white with the blonde hair. That's with Charles Kirkland before he gets shot in the neck. That looks a lot like Erica Kirk at the memorial with the white suit and the blonde hair. The woman in white with blonde hair from Snake Eyes, where Charles Kirkland gets shot in the neck, was in a movie this year called Heads of State. And the movie's about assassins. And guess what her name is in this movie about assassins this year? It's Elizabeth Kirk. Can you believe it? Kirk. And Elizabeth Kirk. That's EK, like Erica Kirk. Can you believe that? I mean, what are the odds? And her birthday, Carla Gugino, Her birthday is August 29th. It's not 89, but what I'm showing, Erica Kirk was born November 20th, 1988. Erica Kirk was born 9 months and 10 days before the woman in white's birthday. 9/10. That's when the Charlie Kirk shooting happened, 9/10. And also, the woman in the white, her partner is Sebastian Gutierrez. He was born on September 10th. And don't forget, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, Joel Fabiani, he was 88 years old when Kirk got shot. The guy who plays Charles Kirkland, he was 88 when Kirk got shot, and Kirk got shot 88 days after Trump's birthday. And Trump equals 88, and Turning Point USA equals 88. And remember, the Republican Party is 88. So we have all these connections to bunnies, right? Of course, we have Donnie Darko with Frank the Rabbit. And the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit, James Duvall, guess when he was born? September 10th. Whoa. Cody, did you see the first part, Cody? The Charlie Kirk channel, in the last hour, they just put out a video called Bad Bunny is Bad for America, and in the first 30 seconds they show a snake on the wall. Did you catch that, or you need me to show you? Can you believe that, Cody? I know I was not frustrated, but at the very beginning, it was crickets in here. I was the only one getting excited, and nobody was saying anything. Cody said he just got here. All right, we'll go back just to the beginning for Cody. But yeah, I was like, nobody else finds that interesting but me? But I know Cody will find it interesting. So Cody, you know I went live the other day, right? Bad Bunny and Snake Eyes, all about Charlie Kirk, right? Look what the Charlie Kirk, this is the whole reason I'm going live. The Charlie Kirk channel just put this out in the last hour. Bad Bunny is bad for America. And look what they show in the first 30 seconds. See, this is the video. Bad Bunny is bad for America. They show the snake on the wall in the first 30 seconds, man. I mean, yeah, my mind is blown. And then I went through all the snake connections, and we're still going through them. So, anyways, what do you think, Cody? Pretty crazy? Yeah, it's just a coincidence, I'm sure. So anyways, we got Donnie Darko with Frank the Rabbit. He's a bad bunny. And then we have, yeah, Cody's impressed. All credit to God, as always. So, of course, the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit, James Duvall, he just happened to be born on September 10th, 88 days from Trump's birthday. And Donnie Darko takes place in the year 88. And remember, the numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. Frank the Rabbit tells Donnie the world's going to end in 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, and 12 seconds. That equals 88. And the guy who plays Donald J. Darko is Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, which equals 88. Here you have Frank the Rabbit, who gets shot in the eye. You know, Bad Bunny likes to do the one-eye symbolism. And see Donnie with his Triumph shirt, which has the T-R-U-M-P like Trump. See how Frank is a perfect match to Donald? Look at that. I just realized the 31. Oh, snap. Look, guys. Look. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Guys, the 31. Oh, my goodness, that's perfect. It's in the same cipher, too. Why does the 31 matter? That's my whole connection. Bad Bunny is 31 years old. Charlie Kirk was 31 years old. I just realized that Frank is 31 and Donald is 31. Oh my goodness, I just put that together. Remember, guys, snake equals 31. Genesis 3:1 about the snake. Bad Bunny, 31 years old. Charlie Kirk 31. Franchot just did a video the other day about he just did 31 shows in Puerto Rico. And Cody's saying Bad Bunny is bad for America equals the United States of America in 2 ciphers. All right, let's type that in. But yeah, guys, the 31 connection. Remember, TPUSA is 31 like snake. Man, Frank and Donald have that 31 in the same cipher. Bad Bunny, perfect match to the snake. Whew. Man. Wow. Frank equals 31. Okay. So, United States of America. United States of America. Bad Bunny is bad for America. I must have typed something wrong. Let me go back. Oh, the United States. Sorry. The United States of America. Bad Bunny is bad for America. Okay, I see it. Thank you, Cody. Always with the great additions, and let me know, because I didn't spend a lot of time on this. I saw the headline, and I tried to go live as quick as I could. So I'm sure there's something I missed. So if you guys find something while I'm live, please let me know. Bad Bunny is bad for America equals the United States of America. All right, good catch, Cody. Okay, so we talked about the 31, Snake 31, Genesis 3:1 about the snake. Bad Bunny and Kirk, 31 years old. Frank equals Donald, including the 31. Wow. And Rabbit equals Trump. He's Frank the Rabbit, guys. You think it's a coincidence on top of the fact that Frank equals Donald and Rabbit equals Trump? Frank the Rabbit, the guy who plays him, was born 88 days from Trump's birthday on September 10th. Turning Point USA, 88, Trump 88. The movie set in 88, and the numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88, and the guy who plays Donnie Darko, his name equals 88. Snake year is 144 and 99 too. Oh, man. That's a great addition, Cody. I'm glad you're in here. So Snake Year has the 99 and the 144. Like Bad Bunny is bad for America. That's great, man. Keep it coming, my brother. There you go, guys. Snake Year, 99, 144. Bad Bunny is bad for America, 99, 144. Outstanding additions. Okay. And then we have this headline the other day. MAGA is big mad over Bad Bunny. And then again, the assassin from Snake Eyes, his name is Rabbit. Rabat, but it's like Rabbit, right? And then, of course, in iPet Goat 2, you have the Rabbit, or a Bad Bunny. See how he's an evil bunny? He's a Bad Bunny. And see how he's got a bullet hole in his ear? It's just grazing his upper ear like Trump, right? See how iPet Goat 2 equals Donald Trump in multiple ciphers? And iPet Goat 2 equals 666. And then you also have the Super Bowl trophy in iPet Goat 2. This lady, she's shaped like the Super Bowl trophy. So we'll see what happens here between now and the Super Bowl. And then some people are thinking the blonde girl in iPet Goat 2 could be Erica Kirk. I know Jurassic Liars, he thinks it's Taylor Swift. That's also a good choice. You know iPet Goat 2 is multi-layered. Also, see the Hangman. Remember our prediction, something's going to happen to Trump here soon. See the EVOLTN? EVOL. Hey, there's your 101. We'll talk about that later. EVOLTN, right? What does that equal? EVOLTN just happens to be a perfect match to Trump in 3 ciphers, including the 88. All right? And we're also going to talk about this later. I saw Jacob's Ladder. He talked about this. We just had the Mormon church fire. And, you know, this has like a cross on it. This could resemble a church. But anyway, it was in Grand Blanc, which means great white. See? Grand Blanc literally means great white. And then here in iPet Goat 2, you have a great white next to this building fire. Very interesting. And it almost looks like an M, maybe M for Mormon or M for Michigan, where it happened, right? Of course, you have Obama here, who I believe is the Antichrist. With the lightning bolt, Barack means lightning. Bomb of the Heights. Remember the lightning bolt on the tent, the Charlie Kirk tent? Don't forget MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. And then you have the dragon. Don't forget Obama equals dragon in 3 ciphers. And then, if we just go one step closer here, there's Trump right there, doing his Trump hands. That's obviously Trump. Remember this. When did iPet Goat 2 come out? Was it 2012? Let's see. Before Trump was even president? iPet Goat 2 release date. June 2012. Wait a minute. When did Turning Point USA come out? Turning Point USA founding date. Look at that, guys. They both came out in June of 2012. I just realized that. And then remember that music video, She's My Kind of Crazy, came out in July of 2012. Wow. That's crazy, man. So much I could say about iPet Goat 2. Here's your rabbit with the bullet hole in the ear. Here's the girl in the white. Kind of looks like Erica, right? Got the white with the blonde hair. What was 19 days earlier, Cody? What are we talking about? Let me scroll up. Why does Candace Owens' full name equal Bad Bunny is bad for America? That's a good one. Let's see. Candace Owens. What was the 19 days, guys? Look at that. Perfect match in 3 ciphers. Man, Cody's on fire. Bad Bunny is Bad for America. Perfect match to Candace Amber Owens Farmer in 3 ciphers. Man, that's another great addition. Don't forget, guys, the story they were reading in the classroom on 911. And again, Mr. OSAMA, the guy from 911, as Franchot pointed out, he's got the same birthday as Bad Bunny. But anyways, remember in the classroom that morning they were reading The Pet Goat on page 153 of Reading Mastery 2. Because she has been going down a rabbit hole investigating TPUSA. Yep, there you go. So, remember in the classroom they were reading The Pet Goat on page 153. The Pet Goat equals 153. Let me show you. The Pet Goat 153. You can look it up. Page 153, The Pet Goat. There you go. Page 153 of Reading Mastery 2. The Pet Goat. All right? You can read all about that. See, page 153. So not only does The Pet Goat equal 153, The Pet Goat was on page 153. And who made iPet Go 2? It was Heliofont, which equals 153. Actually, it equals The Pet Goat and a couple ciphers. Look at that, 3 ciphers. The Pet Goat equals Heliofont. Man, I just realized that today. I was today years old. The Pet Goat equals Heliofont in 3 ciphers. My goodness. You are not listening. Go back to Lily's scene. Kirk is sitting right next to her. Hold on. You are not listening. Go back to Lily's scene. Kirk is sitting right next to her. 9th statue, 9th month, September. Lily is Erica. All right, let's go back. Which one? This one? That one? How do you know it's Kirk? You let me know. On the right? Well, my right or my left? Which one do you think is Charlie and why? Let me know. But until then, man, I'm taking way longer than I thought I would. But yeah, The Pet Goat equals Heliofont, including the 153. Remember, Heliofont took down iPet Goat 2, and they put it back up 153 days later. Remember, the Illuminati is 153. Jesuit Order, 153. Antichrist, Obama, 153. Barry Soetoro, 153. And remember, the book was Reading Mastery 2, which is 177 and 255. Like George Walker Bush is 177, 255. What are the odds? Don't forget the Jesuit Order 177, New World Order 177. Someone says, get your ass out of Numbers and receive the forgiveness and joy of Jesus Christ who saved you. You must be new here, because all I do is lead people to Jesus every single day, while at the same time exposing evil. So, one more comment like that, you're going to be blocked from the channel. Um, Actually, you know what? We're just going to block you right now, because that was very out of line. Oh, it's not letting me do it. All right, go ahead and leave one more comment so I can block you. Now you're saying sorry. Okay, well, that was a pretty bold statement. um, Here, let's take a little segue. Let's go look at my let's go look at my community post today. Let's see, what have I been talking about today? Four hours ago, hell isn't a metaphor, it's a destination. Jesus saves, but only before last breath. It is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, judgment. 4 hours ago, how serious is the cross? There is no salvation, no forgiveness, no heaven unless you embrace Jesus as your Lord and Savior and believe in the sacrifice that he offered at the cross to pay the penalty for your sins. You either take the cross seriously or you become an eternal tragedy. With preaching the gospel truth, you will inspire some and annoy others. Do it anyway. Hebrews 4:12, for the word of God is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the division of soul and of spirit, of joints and of marrow. Got cut off there. Hold on. Of joints and of marrow, and discerning the thoughts and intentions of the heart. And, you know, by the way, I passed out, not that I have to prove anything, but I passed out 1,000 of these flyers locally. Hard to see. But it says COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020. Exactly 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation. So, exposing evil, waking people up. What does it say at the bottom? Jesus is coming soon. I passed out 1,000 of those locally. Most people have not done that. Man, tough crowd tonight, man. Yeah. The Word of God is living and active, sharper than any double-edged sword, piercing even to divide soul and spirit, joints and marrow, and able to discern the thoughts and intentions of the heart. But yeah, I guess you're new here. Let's see, what did I post yesterday? By the way, if you listen to the beginning of the stream, I started out with Jesus lived a perfect life, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone and by no other name. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, I'm going to move on. I think I proved my point. The numbers expose evil. That's what I do on this channel. Ephesians 5:11, exposing evil. Revelation 13:18 also talks about calculating the number of the beast. That's what we're trying to do. And but yeah, the governor during 9/11 New York City was George Pataki. His birthday is also iPet Goat 624. Thanks, Franchot. iPet Goat 2 release date. Yeah, I don't know why you're telling me to not expose evil. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for saying sorry before I blocked you. But yeah, let's be nice to the... I mean, I know I have haters, but usually it's only haters that don't believe in Jesus. But I rarely get attacked from other believers for exposing evil. I don't know. Okay, I kind of lost track where I was. Did the guy ever say why he thinks Charlie Kirk is in here next to Erica? I don't know. But anyways, this is Trump here with the Trump hands. This could be Erica. And now my brain's all scattered. I gotta regroup now. I got 20 tabs open. So yeah, George Walker Bush equals Reading Mastery 2. Don't forget the Georgia Guidestones were in Elberton, Georgia. That was another 153. Guidestones went down on 7/6, George W. Bush's 76th birthday. Member of Skull and Bones equals 76. And also Barack Obama equals 76. The Guidestones built under the alias R.C. Christian, 76. Obama's Book of Promised Land, 76. Got the 76s all over Obama's movie, and a bunch of other connections to Obama and the Guidestones, which, why not? I can already see this is going to turn into a 3-hour live stream. What was I going to say? And when did the Georgia Guidestones open? On 3/22. Alright, here you go. Here's your connections to Obama and the Guidestones. So, they went down on 7/6. Day George W. Bush, member of Skull and Bones, turned 76 years old. Skull and Bones equals 76. Built under the alias R.C. Christian, which is 76. Barack Obama equals 76. A Promised Land equals 76. Remember, Obama's campaign workers were killed on Highway 76 in that ritual. I don't want to get into that. Got the 76s all over Obama's movie, Leave the World Behind. And but yeah, Bush from the classroom. He turned 76 years old the day the Guidestones went down on 7/6. Skull and Bones equals 76. And the Guidestones opened on 3/22. The Guidestones were in Elberton, Georgia. Elberton is 44, Georgia 44. Obama number 44. They were 19 feet, 3 inches tall, 193, the 44th prime number. And they opened 19 weeks and 3 days from Obama's birthday. 193, the 44th prime. Elbert County, Georgia is 222, like the Antichrist. Barack Obama, 222. The Beast of Revelation, 222. Antichrist system, Beast is 222. Remember, Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. Wuhan coronavirus, 222, declared a pandemic 222 months from 9/11. The first U.S. case, 222 days from Trump's birthday. Remember all the 222s? See, this is what happens when I go live. I'm king of the sidetrack. Wuhan coronavirus, COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, Event 201, mandatory vaccination, World Economic Forum, order out of chaos. They're all 222. Big number with Trump, too. Donald John Trump Sr., Trump Organization, Trump, they're all 222. Remember, Ivana and Trump's sister died 222 days from their birthdays. Trump won the election 222 days from his birthday, then back to Obama. Well, remember, Trump just moved Obama's portrait on day number 222 of the year. And then remember, you had that guy, Eli Crane, who came out against Obama in the Affordable Care Act 222 days from his birthday, 2 years, 222 days after he assumed office, and 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. And Biden made changes to the Affordable Care Act with Obama behind him at 222. Anyways, moving on. The Guidestones were in Elberton, Georgia, which is 153. Antichrist Obama, 153. Barry Soetoro, 153. Jesuit Order, 153. The Illuminati, 153. The Pet Goat, 153, which is on page 153 of Reading Mastery 2, which is what's in front of you. And then Heliophant's 153. iPet Goat 2 took down Heliofant took down iPet Goat 2, put it back up 153 days later. And The Guidestones were 231 inches tall. They opened 231 days after Obama's birthday. The first rule of the Guidestones equals 231. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. That's 231. And then there was a pandemic simulation called Catastrophic Contagion, which equals 231. That was held 231 weeks after Clade X. And then that's the pandemic simulation. That was 666 days. Okay. Here. Now you're gone. Yeah. Yes, we talk about a lot of numbers on this channel. If you don't like it, you can get off the channel. I don't care. The same person that was saying sorry that I was going back and forth with now is complaining that it's still a lot of numbers. Goodbye. Good day, sir. And back to the 231, they had the monkeypox outbreak, which is 231. And that was declared a global health emergency 231 weeks after COVID was declared a pandemic. But anyways, go watch my previous videos. The Georgia Guidestones, all connected to Obama. Anyways, let's get back on track here. Let's get back on track. So I was only bringing up iPet Goat 2 because of this little slide here. So you can get blocked too. Talking about free speech. That doesn't mean you can just come on this channel and say whatever you want to say and criticize me. I'll block whoever I want over here. Still love you, but I'm not going to let you run your mouth about what I'm talking about. I've dedicated 6 years of my life to this. I've made over 10,000 videos, and I've exposed things that have changed a lot of lives. So, yeah. Anybody that wants to come against what I'm doing on this channel, you're going to get blocked. It's not just say whatever you want to say over here. Sorry. And I don't care who likes it. Okay. If you're just coming in, since we unsubscribe, that's okay. You can just get blocked. Here you go. Bye. Unsubscribed, like I care. I have moderators, but honestly, I like to leave the blocking to me, you know, which is kind of, that's honestly kind of hypocritical of me because I am a moderator on Cody's channel. I did block somebody last week that came at me sideways, so sorry, Cody. Sometimes I get a little trigger happy. Anyways, man, like I said, tough crowd tonight, man. Let me take a sip of water and regroup my thoughts here. But hey, we did get 3,000 new subscribers in the last month, so I guess with 3,000 new subscribers, you're going to get, you know, 1 or 2 trolls, right? And all credit to God for any success on this channel, which won't be around much longer. Remember, we're on channel number 14 here. We don't last long before we got to restart. This is actually not even the most subs I've ever had. I had 18,000 subs last year when they deleted me. Okay, so why am I talking about the bunny and the snake? I made a video one day ago. Bad bunny, snake eyes, she's my kind of crazy. Connected it all to Charlie Kirk, the bunny and the snake, right? So we got the Charlie Kirk channel in the last hour, well, 2 hours ago now. They put out a video, Bad Bunny is Bad for America. Within the first 30 seconds, they show the snake right there. And if you're coming in late, you'll have to go back because I don't want to keep recapping. But here's all your snake connections, the snake eyes. I think we're here on the rabbit and the 88. So since I'm about to continue with the 88s, let me just start from the top here. All right, we got Donnie Darko with the Bad Bunny set in the year 88. The numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. Of course, Trump equals 88. Kirk was shot 88 days from Trump's birthday. Turning Point USA 88. Frank the Rabbit, the actor who plays him, was born on September 10th. That's the date Charlie Kirk got shot, allegedly. The guy who plays Donald J. Darko is Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal. His name equals 88. Frank the Rabbit gets shot. Frank is a perfect match to Donald. Rabbit equals Trump. See how Frank and Donald equal 31, like Kirk was 31, and Bad Bunny is 31 and snake equals 31. And Genesis 3:1 is about the snake. We're in the year of the snake. Trump had the snake poem. We're in the snake year. You got snake eyes, snakes everywhere, right? And then MAGA, big mad over Bad Bunny. Don't forget Bad Bunny, like I showed earlier. A lot of people are coming in late. And as you come in, please hit that like button. Bad Bunny equals the snake. And for the record, if you guys are any questions like, oh, why do you think it's Obama? Watch. Let's see. You could watch this video. Here, actually. I had a little mental breakdown in this video. Right here. This is actually why I took like a month off. But this right here, part 2, huge Antichrist confirmation. Like I said, I do a little bit of crying and a little bit of a mental breakdown in this video. But besides that, this has everything you need to know about Obama. I go over all the 222s, all the 666, everything for why I think it's Obama. All right. I'm not going to go over everything, but, you know, Luke 10:18, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barack means lightning, bomb of the heights. Did you know when Obama announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, and 6 days old? Strong's 4566 is Satan. Obama equals dragon, and a million other connections. But, yeah, if you're more interested in that, I don't have time tonight to go over all of it. But watch this from 1 month ago, part 2, huge Antichrist confirmation, must see, okay? Watch that video. Whew. Okay, let's continue on. So again, Bad Bunny equals the snake. Yeah, Mr. S, he's not going to be president again. He's, in my opinion, he's going to be world leader, likely through the UN. I don't think America has much time left. And I think it's going to be like a Hunger Games situation here. And, yeah, I think Obama is going to be world leader. But, you know, I could be wrong, you know, but obviously Obama is a part of this. He's got 666 connections, Antichrist connections all over him, but it could be Trump, you know. I don't blame people for thinking Trump's the Antichrist. But, no, I don't think Obama is going to be president, if you're wondering. I think he'll be world leader. Okay. More 88s with Trump. Of course, Trump was allegedly hit in the ear in Butler. 88 months after Snoop Dogg pointed the GUN at him in the music video Lavender. Trump was shot 88 months after that video. Trump equals 88. Remember the would-be assassin Thomas Crooks? He's got the 9/20/03 birthday. That's the 8,888th prime number. Remember, you had Alec Baldwin, who played Donald Trump in Saturday Night Live. He shot Helena Hutchins, HH, 88. Like Hulk Hogan, 88 was at the RNC. He said enough was enough, like the Illuminati card. Enough is enough about our snipers can drop you. And one of Kirk/Shorts was enough is enough. And anyways, Helena Hutchins equals stage shooting like James Charles Kirk does in multiple ciphers. But more about Butler. Remember, it was on the 195th day of the year. Trump shooting 195, Corey Comparator 195. That's the firefighter in the crowd's name. It was 48 weeks before Trump's birthday. Trump shot 48. Donald Trump is 48. And it was 666 days after Kimberly Cheadle's day that she assumed office as director of the Secret Service, and they tried to blame it on her for dropping the ball. 666 days after Kimberly Cheadle assumed office, and they were using symbolism from Revelation 13:3. Remember, that's the verse about the beast getting a deadly head wound. Revelation 13:3, the whole verse equals 1,086. Remember, Crooks was 1,086 weeks old exactly when Butler happened. We talked about Donnie Darko in the 88s. Also, Donnie Darko takes place in Middlesex, which is 888, like Mar-a-Lago, like Donald J. Trump. COVID declared a pandemic 888 days after Trump's calm before the storm statement, The Art of the Deal, 888. Remember, Time Traveler is 888. And both Donnie Darko, where they mention the DeLorean in Donnie Darko, and Back to the Future are about time travel. And Back to the Future, Biff represents Trump. They got to reach 88 miles per hour. And the raid on Mar-a-Lago, August 8th, 88. Trump's number to text, 88022. And Trump installed a pair of 88-foot-tall flagpoles while talking about 88 billion in tariffs, right? Now, speaking of 88 and Trump, look at this. So Cody was spot on with decoding Bad Bunny is Bad for America, which let me show you again what Cody found. Bad Bunny is Bad for America has the 99 and the 144, like the United States of America. And then the full name of Candace Owens, or before I show you that, look, Snake Year is also 99 and 144. And then Candace Owens has been going down the rabbit hole, right, with this Charlie Kirk thing. Candace Amber Owens Farmer, perfect match in 3 ciphers to Bad Bunny is Bad for America. And then, yeah, so let me show you this now. Cringe NFL. See how it says Cringe NFL? Look what that equals. Cringe NFL, 88 and 47, like Trump is 88 and 47. Of course, Trump is number 47, and Trump equals 47. And guys, keep hitting that like button. Very much appreciated. And then at the end of Snake Eyes, you have a 47 on the ambulance. Here's some fun facts. I left this on the Charlie Kirk channel in a comment. Last I checked, nobody responded. That's okay. Just a bunch of numbers over here, right? It's all a coincidence. I need to get my head out of my ass, right? Because it's all just a bunch of numbers. So you tell me, do I need to get my head out of my ass? Charlie Kirk died 6 years, 66 days after the Charlie Kirk Show began. Tyler Robinson was born 666 months after the CI ... was founded. His memorial was 11666 days after he was born. His memorial was 1666 weeks after he was born. He died 1666 days after Rush Limbaugh died. And then someone tried to tell me the Rush Limbaugh thing's a coincidence. Well, Donald Trump brought up Rush Limbaugh at the memorial, and Erica Kirk brought up Rush Limbaugh when she was on the Charlie Kirk Show the other day. Charlie Kirk was a big Rush Limbaugh fan. He idolized him, okay? Then the actor who plays Charles Kirkland, remember he was 88 years old when Kirk got shot, but the actor who plays Charles Kirkland from Snake Eyes was 66 years and 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. And Snake Eyes came out in 1998. 666 plus 666 plus 666 is 1998. So you tell me, is all that a coincidence? This doesn't even include the fact that Snake Eyes has a big connection to Israel, right? That's the whole plot of the assassination. And now, Candace Owens and others are trying to connect this to Israel. And the intelligence agency there is Mossad. Cody pointed out that Charlie Kirk died 27,666 days after Mossad was founded. It was also 75 years later. Charlie Kirk equals 75. Tyler Robinson 75, and for another 75, 666. Charles Kirk died 666 days after King Charles' 75th birthday. So that's a lot of 666 connections there. And what is 666? It's the number of the beast from the Bible. So that's what we do here. We expose evil at the highest level possible and lead people to Jesus. I don't know what more I could do to lead people to Jesus. I even have Jesus is coming soon written all over my car. I'm willing to bet the person that made that comment that I need to lead people to Jesus, they don't have Jesus is coming soon written all over their vehicle like I do. And I bet they didn't pass out 1,000 flyers and get kicked out of churches locally that for passing out flyers that say Jesus is coming soon. I've done literally everything I can do to let people know that we're in the last days. So anyways, we talked about the 165 earlier because remember Lincoln Tyler from Snake Eyes equals Tyler Robinson. The number's 165, right? Well, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, his birthday and Tyler Robinson's birthday are 165 days apart. And Trump, and shout out to Franchot Pearson for that fine. And Trump was born on the 165th day of the year. And look at this, believe everything except your eyes. That equals 165. Get it? We can't even believe what our eyes are showing with Charlie Kirk, you know? And then the other 165s that happened in Orem 165, and his last words, counting or not counting gang violence 165. And don't forget all the questionable things, like there was, they broke down the scene right away, and there was no ambulance, and the way his shirt popped up, and the G ring from Erica, and the devil horns, and the question about gun violence, and how the ring just kind of changed fingers, and the trap door, and a 30-06 would have blown his neck into pieces, and all kinds of questionable things besides the numbers, right? And if anyone wants to help out, that's how you can do so. I'll come back to this later because I'm not done yet. I got other stuff, but yeah. I'll show this again, but yeah. PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. This is my home address. You can mail something. Very much appreciated, but we're not done yet. So, anyways, if you're just coming in, Charlie Kirk, right after I put out my video, Bad Bunny, Snake Eyes, right? Connecting it to Charlie Kirk. The Charlie Kirk show today is talking about Bad Bunny, and in the first 30 seconds, they show a snake. How about them apples? For the haters. Now, some new additions. Before we move on to the new additions on She's My Kind of Crazy, let's continue with the snake stuff. What is this? Tab here. Oh, that's the Mormon Church. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So remember, there's two different spellings of Tariq Rabbit. In the movie, in the credits, all they say is Rabbit. So it's up to us to decide how you spell Tariq. You can spell it two different ways. T-A-R-I-Q or T-A-R-I-K. They're both coded. Just want to show you Tariq Rabbit this way is 107, 163, like Charles James Kirk. 107, 163. All right, most of this I've talked about. If I see anything we haven't talked about, I'll cover it. So remember, Trump's Taj Mahal, where that scene, the shooting scene was filmed, it filed for bankruptcy on September 10th, the Kirk date, but it closed down on October 10th. And it was October 10th, 2016, which was 107 months before Kirk died. Charles James Kirk, 107, State Farm Stadium, 107, Tariq Rabbit, 107, Shooting, 107, Wood Snake, 107. All right. Yeah, look into 1010. I know. Next to the 910 and She's My Kind of Crazy, you got the 1010, right? So I know everybody's looking at that 1010, but I'm not making any predictions, but you never know. Something could happen that day. Okay. Let's keep going here. I was going to say something that I forgot. Dang it. What was I going to say? Oh, well. Talked about this. Covered all that. See how I do actually think it says September 19th on that billboard, but see how Wikipedia had September 10th for Snake Eyes, and then they changed it to September 19th. But again, 1 plus 9 is 10. It says 10 p.m. on the billboard, and Trump's Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy on 9/10. They also show a 9 and a 10 right before that scene. See if I can show that to you. And yeah. They also had shirts, so you can see it looks closer to the 19th. But at a quick glance, in the rain, it's never a still shot. There's that storm Jezebel going on. It does look... Remember, it could have been any date. Could have been... I'll come back to the 33s in a minute. This is from that dead man on campus, which is in that trailer's in Snake Eyes. See, I got the 11/20. That's Erica's birthday. Then you got 10/15/93, which is one day from when Kirk was born. See here, they show the 9 and the 10. They show that right before Charles Kirkland gets shot in the neck. Here's the billboard. See how it kind of looks like September 10th? But if you look closer, it probably is 19, but there's your 10 p.m. And I've repeated myself enough on that. All right, let me go back here. Sorry, guys, if I'm a little bit all over the place. You know, this stuff is very hard to keep track of. Let's see, it happened on the 10th. We've literally been doing this for like 3 weeks straight. It's so much to recap. All right, so we got all the 33s. We had the 33-hour manhunt. Suspect arrested 33 days from Kirk's birthday. Shot 33 weeks after the inauguration. Shot 33 days from Utah Valley University president's birthday. The memorial was 3 weeks and 3 days from Kirk's birthday. Shot with 3 months, 3 weeks left in the year. Funeral in Glendale, which equals 33. The funeral was at 33 degrees north. Neck equals 33. Freedom equals 33. His shirt said freedom. Masonry equals 33. The highest degree of the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree. His initials are CK. C is 3. K is 11. 3 times 11, 33. Erica Kirk has 3 Ks in her name. Again, K is 11. 3 times 11, 33. And then you got the 347 hats. 4 plus 7, 11. The 3 rows of the 47 hats. 4 plus 7, 11. 3 times 11, 33. You got the G on the ring, and that's the Masonic logo. And then just in case you thought all those 33s were a coincidence, they came out with the case number. Where's that at? Hold on. Here it is. They came out with the case number for Tyler Robinson. 700900584. Add up the digits. What do you get? Oh, look at that. A 33. But it's all a coincidence. What'd that person say? I got my head up my ass or something with the numbers? Yeah, it's all a coincidence. And all those 33s, of course, connect to Masonry, right? I'm sure it's a coincidence that Charlie Kirk equals Masonry and Charles Kirk equals Freemasons and Masonic and Orem, Utah and Assassin and Killing. And Charlie Kirk 75, Tyler Robinson 75, like Order Out of Chaos 75, and Tyler Robinson, we went over all the 165s earlier. Another 165 is Scottish Rite. And a Tyler is an appointed officer, also known as the Outer Guard, who guards the lodge room door of the Masonic temple. Remember Jimmy Kimmel, his real name James Kimmel, which equals 666. He broadcasts from a Masonic temple, and that's in Hollywood, which equals 33. Don't forget, Kirk's dad was the architect for Trump Tower. Don't forget, Erica Kirk was in the beauty pageants that were run by Trump. More fun facts. See how Orem, Utah equals killing in 3 ciphers, and Orem, Utah equals assassin. Kirk was shot 159 months after Turning Point USA was founded, and 1 year, 59 days after Butler, Donald Trump, 159. Oh, by the way, Snake Eyes was an hour in 38 minutes. I want to show you how Donald Trump is also 138. Yeah, James, it's very hard to argue with date durations. Like the fact that COVID was declared a pandemic 666 days after a pandemic simulation. Pretty hard to argue with that, don't you think? See how Donald Trump is 138? Snake eyes, length, 1998. See how it's 1 hour, 38 minutes, 138. Thank you, Berg. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone for all the nice comments. Sorry I'm a little bit animated tonight. I just, you know, I put a lot of time and effort into this stuff, and, you know, it wears on you. It's the last days, spiritual warfare off the charts. And, yeah, I definitely don't like when people try to downplay what I do here. Let me see if I can find something. And stick around. I still got more additions to She's My Kind of Crazy, some more on the Mormon Church, some Superman connections, the government shutdown. We still have a lot to talk about. Can't find what I'm looking for, so I will just type it in. Hold on. I just want to show you something. I'm doxing myself. So, fun fact, I used to be a big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. And I was like a season ticket holder, and hold on. Grapes. So this is my house here. We're live right now from this garage. But anyways, I kept the flag on to get people's attention. But you see what I did? I put isn't it interesting how it's like a Skull and Bones logo? By the way, the Bucks came out in 76. Skull and Bones equals 76. But I spray painted over the logo just to let people know, hey, I'm not doing that. But what I want to show you is the writing on all the windows. I've never tried to do this on the computer. I always do it on my phone. So I'm having trouble navigating this. Hold on. I just want to show you what's written on my car. For anybody who's new here. But yeah, I keep the, what the heck am I doing? I keep the flags on there so I can get people's attention so that they'll read the windows. Oh, it's okay, lady, Ree. I give out my address. It's in the description in the comments. Or it's at least in the description of every video. Okay. Hopefully you can read that. Here, I'll move it off the phone stand. says Jesus is coming soon. COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020, exactly 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation, May 15th, 2018. YouTube Acquaviva2222. That's how you know it's me, right? Got my name on it. But what does it say up at the top? Jesus is coming soon on multiple windows, right? So, for anybody who thinks I don't represent Jesus, I'm willing to look like a total crazy person to all my neighbors and driving through my local town here, all because I'm trying to wake people up and tell them we're in the last days and Jesus is coming soon. So, on top of passing out 1,000 of those flyers, I have it written all over my car. All right. I also have gospel tracts. Here. One sec. Not that it matters, but shout out to my buddy Patrick. He sent me like 1,000 of these. And I pass them out when I can. Got Jesus Saved, right, with verse. We got that one. We got about 10 different kinds. Be strong and courageous. I know it's hard to see. It's nighttime, so the lighting is bad. Anyways, my point is, whenever somebody comes to the house, it says Jesus loves you. When someone comes to the house, like to do a repair or the cable guy or whatever, we give them the gospel tracts. Whenever we see a homeless person, we always give them like $5 in gospel tracts. Let me see. What can I do to better the lighting here? Give me a sec. Alright, I grabbed a flashlight so you can see better. Okay, here's the flyer that I passed out. COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020. 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation. Jesus is coming soon. So I passed out 1,000 of those. Here's one of the gospel tracts. Jesus loves you. Jesus paid a debt he didn't owe. So we passed those out. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. And there's like 7 other different kinds. I'm not going to pull them all out. But Jesus saved. John 5:24. He that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. So thank you again to Patrick, who sent me those. I still got quite a few left, so I'm good for now. But yeah, I pass them out when I can. All right? So, let me get off that. I need to stop trying to defend myself. Because the people that have been here with me for multiple years, they know. I guess it's just the new people that have a problem. Okay, so where were we? We made the Masonic connection. See how Charles James Kirk equals stage shooting in multiple ciphers? We talked about this, talked about that. Isn't that crazy? Look at the website name, TPUSA. TPUSA equals Utah, TPUSA equals snake, and Utah equals snake. All these connections to snake with snake eyes in the year of the snake. Alright, so I think I covered most of snake eyes. There's one other thing from snake eyes. Hold on. Yeah, I covered all the 33s. Don't forget the that episode of South Park connected to Charlie Kirk. That was episode 330. And remember, Eric Cartman is a perfect match to Charlie Kirk in 3 ciphers. Down at the bottom, the blonde lady tells Charles Kirkland before he's shot in the neck. She says, "They rigged it, Mr. Secretary. They put on a fireworks display for you." And remember, you had the fireworks at the memorial. I'm telling you, this has got to be the last time I do a recap on everything from Snake Eyes and She's My Kind of Crazy, because it just takes so long. Next time and honestly, I was going to do this tonight. I was going to just say, hey, what a confirmation. Go watch my last video, but I felt like going live. But it's just so much to recap this every time. Don't forget, they also had shirts made that for the movie. Obviously, somebody else misread the date too, but look. Oh, by the way, Tyler versus Ruiz. There's another TR like Tyler Robinson, like the assassin is Tariq Rabbit. But look at the date on the shirt, September 10th, right? Okay, guys. I think we're off the Snake Eyes connections. We'll go ahead and close that tab. Since we're still talking about snakes, let's go to the Superman connection. Let me start getting rid of some tabs here. So we also have a Superman connection. So this is allegedly Tyler Robinson. It says Tyler Robinson appears to have been spotted in a Dairy Queen in Orem, Utah after the shooting of Charlie Kirk. And long story short, I saw a couple people were talking about this. Adam the Illusion, and then last night on Ball Don't Lie, AJ, Rambo, and Cody were talking about the Superman connection. So I made a little slide here out of it. Very interesting. Definitely seems to be a Superman connection here, right? So you got Tyler Robinson with the Superman poster behind him, right? And why is that interesting? Well, they were calling Charlie Kirk the Man of Steel. Charlie Kirk's body stopped a bullet that would typically just go through everything, and it was an absolute miracle, right? I mean, wow. So, of course, Man of Steel is Superman, right? And there he is with the Superman poster. And you have Clark Kent. Clark Kent is Superman's secret identity. CK, like Charlie Kirk, right? And Superman's girlfriend is Lois Lane. That's Erica's middle name. And I think Cody told me Erica's dad has a connection to Kent. Erica Kirk's father. Yeah, look at that. Erica Kirk's dad is Kent Francevy. And don't forget, on top of all the other 88s, remember Erica was born in 88. That's the same year Carla Gugino, the actress who plays the lady in the white dress, that's the same year she began acting, was in the year 88. But yeah, there's another connection. Kent. See, Lane, Kent. All right. Then look when the Superman movie came out in the U.S. July 11th, day number 192 of the year. Charlie Kirk, 192. How about that? And you guys have heard me talk so much about Leave the World Behind, Obama, the 192. Where's my 192 list here? Let's see. Hold on, let me find my 192s. So Obama equals 192. Remember, Charlie Kirk had the lightning bolt on the tent. Leave the World Behind equals 192. And then it ends in the Commodus bunker. Commodus died in the year 192. Great Tribulation 192. Trump's second inauguration was 192 months after Obama's. There were rumors that Jennifer Aniston was dating Obama, and Jennifer Aniston from Friends, remember, Leave the World Behind, connected to Friends. But anyways, Aniston was born 192 days after Obama's birthday. You got the Lil Nas X video, J Christ, that was released with the 19.2 million subs, where Obama's represented in that video. And then Obama's portrait in the garden was unveiled 192 days after his birthday. And then, remember that video with J Christ? You got the Luke 1018 Satan shoes that sold 666 pairs for $1,018 a pair. And he's playing basketball against Satan with the number 55 jersey. Satan is 55, Lightning 55, Fallen Angel 55. Don't forget, Lil Nas X equals 44, like Lightning 44, Fallen Angel 44, Obama number 44. And then the other connection with Friends and Leave the World Behind, you had Chandler Bing, Matthew Perry, who had a man crush on Obama. Remember, Bing is 192, and Matthew Perry died 666 months after Chandler Bing's birthday in the show. And he died on Julia Roberts' birthday, star of Leave the World Behind. They used to date, and Julia Roberts, JR, is 1018, like Luke 1018. And the last episode of Friends is season 10, episode 18. I think it's called The Last One, which equals Power Outage, I think. Anyways, the director of Leave the World Behind, Sam Esmail, his birthday and Obama's birthday, 10 months, 18 days apart. And then, remember, Matthew Perry died on the day, leaving 64 days left in the year. Matthew Perry equals 64. The Antichrist, 64. Barack Hussein Obama, 64. But yeah, the last episode of Friends, it's season 10, episode 18. And that's what the little girl in Leave the World Behind is trying to finish, that movie about a power outage. Anyways, there's so many 192s, I won't even get into the other ones. But, yeah. But since I did bring up Leave the World Behind, let me go into the 128s real quick. For anybody who's new here, you got to see the 128 codes. And again, I'm sorry I'm all over the place. Yeah, Great Tribulation 192, yep. I mean, this is, it's 6 years of decoding. And then remind me, I need to get back to the Superman slide. Honestly, lately, it's very hard for me to stay on point with my decodes because it's so much information and I want to get it out, especially to the new people. It always turns into like a 3-hour stream. So the Baltimore bridge collapse, that was all connected to Obama's movie, Leave the World Behind. Because you had the cargo ship lose power and hit the bridge, like the cargo ship lost power and Leave the World Behind. So, long story short, look up here. The bridge collapse was at 128. See how it was at 128? It was the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It collapsed 128 days before Francis Scott Key's birthday. And bridge collapse equals 128. And it happened in Maryland, which equals 128. And the name of the ship in Obama's movie is White Lion, which equals 128. And when did the movie come out on Netflix? December 8th, 12/8 or 128. And the movie's about the power grid going down. And power grid is 128. And it also happened while Biden was president 128 days after Biden's birthday. And White Lion, which equals 128, it loses power with 128 minutes left in the movie. President Barack Obama 128, the Antichrist Barack Hussein Obama 128, and 128 minutes into the movie they show a bridge collapse. So that's a lot to be a coincidence. Don't forget Barack and Michelle Obama born 128 weeks apart. And here's a decode I did. She took me back, Barack Obama said on the IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson podcast. It was touch and go for a while. See how they, remember if it's highlighted, it's coded. She took me back, 128. It was touch and go for a while, 128. See that? See if I can find that other bridge. The Russian bridge. That was a crazy story. Oh, don't forget. Remember the ship was called Dolly? Dolly had a famous painting called The Broken Bridge in the Dream, which equals 128. Speaking of 128, Stormy Daniels hush money trial. Stormy Daniels takes a stand to testify in the hush money case. Day number 128 of the year, hush money 128. It was on 5/7. When Stormy Daniels and hush money case are both 57, like 5/7. All the indictments were by the numbers. It's too much to get into. Every single one of them was by the numbers, though. Here it is. So this is after we already established the connection between bridges and the 128. 2 bridges collapsed in Russian regions bordering Ukraine, killing at least 7. That was on June 1st. That was 128 days before Putin's birthday and 128 days after Zelensky's birthday, when bridge collapse is 128. How do you explain that? And then, of course, we had Fern Hollow. Remember this one? This is before the Francis Scott Key Bridge. We were talking about the 128 and bridges before it happened. Bridge in Pittsburgh collapses hour before scheduled Biden visit to talk infrastructure. January 28th, 128, we had a bridge collapse. This is before the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Frick Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 128. Fern Hollow, 128. Fern Hollow Bridge. Anyways, you get the point. Okay. So, yeah, we got sidetracked again. But I was talking about the 192s. Charlie Kirk, 192. Again, you got allegedly Tyler Robinson at the Dairy Queen with the Superman poster. Kirk is the Man of Steel now, right? Which is Superman. Clark Kent, CK, like Charlie Kirk, CK. His girlfriend, Lois Lane. Erica Lane, Kirk. Her dad's name is Kent. And then Superman came out day number 192 of the year. Charlie Kirk, 192. Superman, 107. Shooting, 107. Charles James Kirk, 107. Nicolas Cage did the voice of Superman. How about that? The same guy from Snake Eyes. And then we talked about all the snake connections earlier. You'll have to go back, but doesn't the S in Superman look like a snake? Doesn't that look like a snake head there? So anyways, I think that's another layer of the snake puzzle. We'll go ahead and close that out. Let's see. Close this out. Close that one. Close that one. We'll leave this up for a little recap later. Talked about that. I think I can get rid of iPet Goat 2 now. Did anyone in the comments ever see where the guy was saying that Charlie Kirk is in here? I don't see how you can tell any of these would be Kirk. That guy's kind of got a little bit of hair like Kirk, but I don't know. This is definitely Donald Trump, though. And this is the rabbit, the bad bunny. Also Trump with the bullet hole in the ear. Remember, Trump equals rabbit. See the hole in the ear? And then this could be Erica Kirk. But also check out Jurassic Liars. He's got good videos about this being Taylor Swift. But I think we can close this for now. Here, I'll just give you this real quick. Government shutdown decode. Shout out to Luca Russo on X. I got this from him. Government shutdown begins as lawmakers fail to reach deal to extend funding. The government shutdown officially began 12:01 a.m. Wednesday, October 1st. 257 days before Trump's birthday, government shutdown, 257. There you go. Simple English gematria, too. So, there's your government shutdown. All right, I think we're ready for the new additions on She's My Kind of Crazy. Actually, before we do that, let's go through this list of Charlie Kirk, make sure we're not missing anything. Oh, well, I'm going to talk about the 322. Remember, She's My Kind of Crazy, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Not only did Kirk die 6 years, 66 days after the first episode of the Charlie Kirk Show, he allegedly died 322 weeks after the first episode. 322, the number of skull and bones. He got shot at 12:23, which has the 322 backwards. Just go through here, make sure we didn't miss anything. How about that picture of Kirk? See how he likes to throw up the 666 hand sign? Charlie Kirk and George FL got the same birthday. What are the odds? See how he died 666 days after King Charles' 75th birthday? Charlie Kirk, 75. Tyler Robinson, 75. Also 75 years after Mossad was founded. 27,666 days after Mossad was founded. It means I love you, right? It means I love you. Well, how about Charlie Kirk there? Does that mean I love you? How about that one? Does that mean I love you? He's just doing the okay sign. He's a scuba diver. And that means I love you too. It all means I love you. Don't forget, Trump announced re-election 666 days after his last full day in office. Remember that video I pointed out earlier from a month ago, part 2 with Obama? If you want to see all the 666 Obama connections, go to that. Remember, Trump just met with Putin 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days after their last meeting? Butler happened 666 days after Kimberly Cheadle assumed office as the director of the Secret Service. Look, 666. It means I love you, though. Yeah, another 666. More 666. That means I love you, too. The old hidden hand. And Obama's just telling you how much he loves you, right? Joe, can you or anyone help me on the gematria calculator? Hush money does not equal 128. Well, hush money does. I don't think Stormy Daniels does. Here. Let's go back for you. Let's just see what it was. Yeah, so the hush money case, Stormy took the stand on day number 128 of the year. Hush money equals 128, not Stormy Daniels. But it was on 5-7. See how Stormy Daniels is 57 like hush money case? Yeah, Stormy Daniels like the calm before the storm. If you're interested in that, try to find my videos on it. If they're still around. It's too much to get into right now. I'll be here all night. But yeah, all the indictments were coded, every single one of them. See how Stormy Daniels equals New World Order? But look, Stormy Daniels has that 57. It was on 5-7. Like hush money case is 57. And hush money equals 128. All right? Hopefully that helps. Here. Hold on. I got one post that kind of has it all together. Hold on. One of these papers has it on it. Give me a sec. If I can find this one post, I could probably get through all the indictments in 5 minutes. There's some key words in the post I made. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. It's a horrible presentation tonight. I apologize. Yeah, this will do it. You guys want to see, this is for the new people. You guys want to see some Trump indictment numbers? All right, you ready? Here's some Trump indictment numbers. Trump indicted in classified documents probe. You see the date? June 8th at 6/8, right? Donald J. Trump, 68. Donald John Trump, 68, indicted on 6/8. This is for the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago, 68, indicted, 68. So indicted, Mar-a-Lago, Donald John Trump, and Donald J. Trump, they're all 68. He got indicted on 6/8. But wait, there's more, because 6/8 was the 159th day of the year. Like Donald Trump and indictment are both 159. How about them apples? What if I told you there was another Trump indictment? This one was Trump indicted on charges out of special counsel probe into January 6th. That was the insurrection. That indictment, August 1st, that was 159 days before the anniversary of the indictment. Look, indictment 159. Or sorry, the anniversary of the insurrection, right? This is for the January 6th insurrection. Insurrection 159, indictment, Donald Trump, they're all 159. He was indicted 159 days before the anniversary of the insurrection, and his other indictment was on the 159th day of the year. Okay? But wait, there's more. Back to that June 8th one. The June 8th indictment, there were 206 days left in the year. Donald Trump indicted 206, Trump indictment 206. And then this was the indictment for the hush money. Okay, Trump was indicted for the hush money. That was connected to Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan DA. That was 206 days before Alvin Bragg's birthday. So this other indictment, 206 days left in the year. This indictment, 206 days from Alvin Bragg's birthday. Donald Trump indicted 206, Trump indictment 206. And the indictment for the hush money, it was on the 89th day of the year. Trump indictment 89, Donald Trump indicted 89. Come on now. So the trial began 60 days before Trump's birthday. Donald Trump 60, Alvin Bragg 60, indictment 60. And it was 177 days after Alvin Bragg's birthday. Look at that. Alvin Bragg is 177 like Stormy Daniels. Come on. This is the hush money case, guys. It started 177 days after Alvin Bragg's birthday, when Alvin Bragg and Stormy Daniels are 177, like New World Order and the Jesuit Order. And it was 48 weeks before Stormy's birthday. Like Trump was shot 48 weeks before his birthday. Trump shot 48. Donald Trump 48, Alvin Bragg 48, indictment 48. And it was 29 days after Stormy's birthday. Stormy, Manhattan, and Trump, they're all 29. Every single indictment was by the numbers. Trump indicted again in an election subversion case brought by Jack Smith. His real name is John Luman Smith. There's that 177 and the 201, like the Jesuit Order 177, 201. Special counsel Jack Smith drops election subversion and classified documents. Oh, I'm back. Special counsel Jack Smith drops election subversion and classified document cases against Trump. That was November 25th, 201 days before Trump's birthday. John Luman Smith, 201, the Jesuit Order, classified documents, 201. And now we got to bust out the 201s. Hold on. And before I forget, we got to bring up Ozzy. Yep, we're all over the place tonight, guys. But we're almost done, believe it or not. But yeah, we're absolutely all over the place. Let me just bring up my YouTube posts, because I posted about this the other night. Because Ozzy has a big 201 connection. I won't bring up the slide of the 201s. It's not necessary. You can just believe what I'm saying or go watch my Ozzy videos. But since we're talking about 201, don't forget when Alec Baldwin allegedly shot Helena Hutchins, HH like 88, Alec Baldwin played Trump. That was 201 days from Alec Baldwin's birthday. But since I'm about to talk about Ozzy, I talked about him in the last show, and I forgot to bring up the 666s. Here it is. My computer's about to die, so what we're going to have to do, probably, we're going to have to unplug the fan so we can bring my cords closer, and I'm going to have to turn on the air conditioning. Can I click this photo? Oh, come on. Why can't I click the whole thing? Oh, come on. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I apologize, guys. I should never think any live stream is ever going to be under 3 hours. It's just... If you're new here, I'm an OCD perfectionist, so whenever I start talking about a number, I feel like I got to mention all of the numbers connected to it. It's a problem. Give me a second, guys. That's the picture I'm looking for. All right, guys. So since we're talking about 201, here you go. We had Event 201, the pandemic simulation, with William Henry Gates, which equals 201. We had another simulation called Preparing for Disease X. That was held 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic and 201 days from Obama's birthday. The Son of Perdition, Barack Hussein Obama, 201. King of Babylon, Barack Obama, 201. That Old Serpent, 201. Let me take a sip of water. Remember, Tom Hanks was the first celebrity with COVID. He made a post with his Corona typewriter that he was losing in gin rummy by 201 points. Neil Alden Armstrong, 201. The fake moon landing was on the 201st day of the year. Apollo equals 201. The first Jesuit Pope, his name Jorge Mario Bergoglio. That's Pope Francis. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201. He lived in suite number 201 at the Domus Sancti Marte, which equals 201. The Jesuit Order, 201. Catholic Pope, 201. Ignatius of Loyola, 201. That's the founder of the Jesuit Order. The Guidestones went down 201 days from the Pope's birthday, and the Pope died 201 days from the death anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi, who we got his name from. We had Squid Game, with where 201 players complete the first game, and in Season 2, 201 are killed after the first two games, and the host is player 001, like 2 zeros and a 1. And Squid Game all connected to Obama. Make sure you go watch my Squid Game decode. You can find that in the live section. Must-see video. If you've ever seen Squid Game, it's all connected to Obama. The Queen died 201 days after testing positive, and the Queen tested positive 201 days from Obama's birthday. And the Queen died 20 weeks and 1 day after her birthday. We recently had a shooting near the CDC and Emory University at address 201, 201 days after Trump took office. And the motive was the guy was upset about the jabberoo. And then remember, the founder of the CDC, Dr. Joseph Mountain, is 201. The CDC director, Walensky, tested positive 201 days after her birthday. Now here's the Ozzy connection. All within like 10 days, you had Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan die. You add up their three names, it equals 201. You add up their three ages, 76, 71, 54, it equals 201. Malcolm Jamal Warner died on the 201st day of the year. There were 201 original episodes of The Cosby Show. He's from Jersey City, New Jersey, where they have the 201 area code. Hulk Hogan had Hogan's Hangout, which equals 201. He was 201 centimeters tall. His first match, the USA, was 201 years old. Ozzy Osbourne equals 201. He bit the head off a bat on 20/1, COVID connected to the bat. He tested positive 201 days from Sharon's birthday, and Ozzy and Sharon were born 201 weeks apart. And Ronnie James Dio replaced Ozzy with Black Sabbath, and he died 201 days from Ozzy's birthday. Now, since I brought up Ozzy, I have to show you this, which I forgot to show last time. So, Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness, right? And actually, I've never shown this before because I always forget. American Idol Ozzy. So he made like a comedic appearance one time on American Idol. You see what number Ozzy's wearing there? What number is Ozzy wearing? The Prince of Darkness. Is he wearing the number 666, guys? What do you think? Is Ozzy wearing the number 666? The answer is yes. Well, what if I told you the Osbournes had a Satan podcast called the Satan Bilderberg Group and the Illuminati Invite Only podcast? And what if I told you Ozzy died 666 days after the Osbourne Satan podcast? And podcast equals 666, so does Rockstar. And Ozzy died 666 months after Black Sabbath's first single. How about that? And back to that podcast about Satan, that was episode number 203. Ozzy died on the 203rd day of the year, and satanic ritual equals 203. And if that's not enough connections to Satan for you, Ozzy equals 232, Satan equals 232. Ozzy died 232 days from his birthday. He died 2 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days from the anniversary of the Church of Satan. Like 232, dead 232 days from his birthday when Ozzy and Satan 232. And he's got the 666. Come on. Come on now. And here he is wearing the number 666. Okay. Now that we're done with that, let's see if there's any more indictments. Again, John Lumen Smith, Jack Smith, he dropped the classified documents case against Trump 201 days before Trump's birthday. John Lumen Smith, 201, classified documents, 201. Yeah, Trump was shot 48 weeks before his birthday. Donald Trump, Trump shot, Trump rally, they're all 48. On the 195th day of the year, Corey Comparator, Trump shooting, 195. Donald Trump equals indictment. How about that? And, yeah. Anyways, there you go. There's a little rundown. I might have missed a few, but that's okay. You get the point. Every Trump indictment was by the numbers. We've jumped around so many times, I don't even know where we're at. I'm pretty sure we covered all the Charlie Kirk stuff. I think I can get rid of this tab. We're just going to call it. We're getting there, guys. Real quick, let's talk about the Mormon Church here. Again, also an iPet go-to on the chalkboard. You have a building on fire next to a shark. Grand Blanc means great white, so that's interesting. Shout out to Glenn G on X. He pointed out that the Mormon church fire, which looks similar to the Waco siege. Anyways, that was David Koresh involved in Waco. He was born August 17th, 59. So the Mormon church fire was 66 years, 6 weeks, and 0 days after David Koresh was born. And then remember the Mormon church fire, the suspect, Thomas Sanford, equals the Illuminati. Thomas Sanford equals Jesuit order. This happened 1 day after the Mormon president died, Russell M. Nelson, which equals Thomas Sanford. And he was 101 years old. President Russell M. Nelson. 101, Church 101. Tariq Rabbit with the K spelling. Remember, there's 2 ways you could spell Tariq this way. Remember, in the credits, they only say Rabbit. It's up to us. There's 2 different ways you can spell Tariq. They're both coded. Remember, the other way equals Charles James Kirk, I believe. But Tariq Rabbit has the 101, Church 101, President Russell M. Nelson 101, Dead at 101, Orem, Utah 101, Assassin 101, Kirk's Memorial 101 days left in the year. Remember, Kirk means church, and he died in Utah, home of the Mormons, right? And then Mormon Church 175, it happened 175 days from the anniversary of the Mormon Church. LDS Church, perfect match, the Freemason. And then Mormon 88, Trump 88, Turning Point USA 88. Kirk died 88 days after Trump's birthday and 34 days before his own birthday. Mormon is also 34. So, anyways, the new edition here from Glenn G. The Mormon Church fire, 66 years, 6 weeks after David Koresh was born. I think that's pretty interesting. Okay, I think we're ready to talk about She's My Kind of Crazy new editions. So yeah, let's start from the top. How you guys doing? You hanging in there? How's my computer doing? 12%. All right. So music video from 2012. She's My Kind of Crazy. You have Erica Kirk flying through the air like a witch past the 910. 910, the day Charlie Kirk died, right? What are the odds? You got Erica Kirk in this video flying past the 910. What are the odds? But that's not the crazy part. She left this comment 13 years ago. What a blast Tyler and I had shooting this video. Can you believe it? Tyler, like Tyler Robinson shooting, like Tyler did the shooting. Blast, right? And her name, Erica Franceby, that's her maiden name from 13 years ago, so that's her. And she's flying over the Fremont sign. Fremont means freedom, and I got some new additions on Fremont. All right. Also, the cross there, Kirk means church. And the video is 3 minutes, 22 seconds long, 322, Skull and Bones number. And remember, he died 322 weeks after the Charlie Kirk show began. Here he is throwing up the 666 hand sign, the lead singer of Emerson Drive. Here we see the sign Diablo there. Let me show you how Emerson Drive equals turning point. Emerson Drive 147, turning point 147. Emerson Drive 177, turning point 177. Emerson Drive 69, turning point 69. By the way, when you see the 910, you see it for 2 seconds. You see that 233 and 234. I already covered all the 33s, like the 33-hour manhunt, and he was arrested 33 days from Kirk's birthday. The case number adds up to 33. How about the 234? The last time you see the 910 is at 234. Tyler James Robinson equals 234. So Tyler James Robinson is 234. That's the last time you see the 910 in the music video. Remember, she's ziplining with Tyler. I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan off and move my cords over here and turn the air on. Give me like 1 minute, all right, guys? We'll be done here in a few minutes. And yeah, for the record, the air conditioning is a little bit louder than the fan. That's why I try to go with the fan. But anyways, let's keep going here. I'll try to go as quick as I can. So the end of the music video, they end on Ogden Avenue. Ogden is the largest city named Ogden. Just happens to be in Utah. So I'll save this for, well, one of the new additions is about Fremont. So see how they're flying over Fremont, which means freedom, like Charlie's shirt. But also, Fremont has two main connections to Utah. It's the name of an ancient archaeological culture that inhabited central Utah. And it's also the name of explorer John C. Fremont, okay, who led expeditions through Utah. All right? Here, I'll just get to the point now. This is John C. Fremont, who led expeditions through Utah. Look when he became senator. Look when Fremont became senator. How about them apples? What's that date, y'all? September 10th. How about that? This is Fremont. And yes, Fremont in Vegas is named after this guy, John Fremont. Here, let's see if, because you know AI will throw out some crazy stuff. I'll take a risk and ask it. Is Fremont in Vegas named after John Fremont? There you go. Yes, Fremont in Vegas, which refers to Fremont Street and related entities, is named after John C. Fremont. Look at that, guys. He became a senator September 10th. So you have the 910, I mean, you got the 910 right above Fremont, obviously. And that's when he became a senator, on 910. That deserves a like and a share. And look, after he became senator of California, he became the governor of Arizona. Where was Charlie Kirk's memorial? Arizona. How about that? And for a little bonus, look when he died, July 13th. What happened July 13th? Butler and Donald Trump. Crazy. Yeah, I saw, Bro Sanchez gave me a shout out. So, I left a comment to him. I said, hey man, I don't agree with everything you say, but I do appreciate the shout out. So yeah. Thank you to Bro Sanchez on that. Obviously, we have a difference of opinion on... I think Jesus is coming soon. I don't think he believes that, but I don't know too much about him. But anyways, prayers for him. And I do appreciate the shout out. Okay, so moving on. First part of the song, she's got a butterfly tap. Of course, the butterfly is connected with Project MONARCH, which is connected to the CI.A, and Mind, CONTRO.L. And speaking of the CI.A, remember, Tyler Robinson was born allegedly 666 months after the CI.A was founded. And then right before she flies through the air like a witch through past the 910, she's under a white tent. Why does that matter? Well, didn't Charlie Kirk die under a white tent? And see how they focus? They didn't have to show this scene, but not only do they show the white tent, she's got her hand up by her neck. He's got the hands by her neck. He's got the red like MAGA, like Kirk was passing out MAGA hats to the crowd. Remember, guys, people keep asking me, why is Kirk a bad guy? How is he part of the club? They're pushing people to a false Jesus, a MAGA-loving, patriotic Jesus, not the real Jesus that hates their idolatry. All right, don't forget, patriotic equals 666, so the Star-Spangled Banner. So this is Tyler in the video. Here's Tyler Robinson. I don't know about you, but I think they look kind of similar. Similar eyes, eyebrows, hair, mouth, everything. Right? And then the 322. The video is 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Number of skull and bones. He died 322 weeks after the Charlie Kirk show began, or 6 years, 66 days. Shot at 12:23, which has the 3:22 backwards. And then the lead singer of the band, Brad Mates, he's got a son named Tyler Robert. So you got the Tyler and the Rob and the TR, like Tyler Robinson. And then Turning Point USA was founded in June of 2012. This video came out in July of 2012. We went over all the 33s already. Remember, you first see the 910 at 233 to go with all the 33s, and then the last time you see it is at 234, Tyler James Robinson, 234. We went over all this. Video came out 8647 days after Erica Kirk was born. Born in 88, like Trump, like Comey made the 8647 post, 8647 days after 9/11. And then here's what I was saying about Fremont. He became senator September 10th. And one new addition here, shout out to Rambo from the Truth Codes. He had this last night when he was live with Ball Don't Lie, AJ, and Cody. The name of the zipline company is Flight Lines. FLIGHTLINEZ equals 1014. That is that's Kirk's birthday. So Flight Lines equals 1014, Kirk's birthday. What the heck happened? That's never happened before. I don't know, maybe too many tabs open. Anyways, that was the end of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. I'm going to start fresh here with a new Facebook tab. I opened like 27 Facebook tabs, so let me go down my Facebook, make sure there's nothing else to talk about. Actually, I know one thing I want to talk about. Erica Kirk's smiley face on the Charlie Kirk show. And then just the top key points here, and then we'll wrap this up. Probably about 15 more minutes, we'll be out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Sorry for being a little animated tonight, maybe a little bit on edge perhaps. A little bit all over the place for sure, but it happens. Okay, we talked about the government shutdown. We talked about Superman. Talked about the Mormon church fire. Let me read this for you. The prophecy of the rapture is still accurate. It's not late. It will still happen at God's appointed time, and all signs point to it being at the doorstep. Stay ready. And that does not mean I am a date setter. I have no idea where we're at in the timeline. I don't know if the tribulation has started yet or not. I don't know if the rapture's pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation. Matthew 24 does say after the tribulation of those days. But it also says it'll be like the days of Noah. People will be eating, drinking, giving in marriage. In other words, you're going to be caught off guard. I don't know if anyone's going to be caught off guard after the end, at the very end, when the mark of the beast has been rolled out and all that. I don't know. Trying my best here. But I do believe there is a rapture. For the Lord himself, this is 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. So caught up, harpazo, with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. Then Matthew 24:40 says, two will be in a field, one will be taken, one will be left. For the record, I've also had a few rapture dreams. I've had a few dreams where I've seen Jesus. I've had over 10 dreams about Obama. My last name is Acquaviva, which means water of life or living water. Also Joseph. My middle name's Stephen. It's all biblical. Joseph, Stephen, water of life. And when I was 10 years old, I had a dream. I'm 34 now, but when I was 10 years old, I had a dream. In the dream, Jesus baptized me in a river. When he brought me up out of the water, he said, prepare them. And that's what I've been doing for the last 5.5 years. Actually, it's been 6 years now. August of 2019 is when I woke up and started warning people. I started the YouTube channel in March of 2020. But anyways, channel number 15 here. Check out this video from Adam the Illusion. He did a great job. Charlie and Erica Kirk expose. I shared that on my Facebook because it was such a good video. And he thinks Trump is the Antichrist, but I still shared it because the information is outstanding. Isn't that crazy how TPUSA equals Utah and snake and Utah equals snake? All right, that's what I want to talk about. Let's make sure there's nothing past that. Whenever I scroll, my screen likes to zoom in and out. So, actually, you know what? I should cover this, too. I should talk about this. So here's your Bad Bunny, right? Likes to wear women's clothing. And this is your halftime performer. Here he is throwing up the devil horns. Here he's throwing up the 666 hand sign, the one-eye symbolism, the black and white checkerboard, got the devil on his shirt. He was announced as the halftime performer 133 days before the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny 133, football 133, Bad Bunny perfect match to football and the snake. Announced on the 271st day of the year, halftime performer 271. Halftime show equals Freemasonry, and 3 ciphers, and halftime equals Lucifer. So, I mean, what a perfect, pick. Bad Bunny. Like the Bad Bunny and iPet goat, and the Bad Bunny and Donnie Darko, and the assassin named Rabbit. There's definitely a thing with the bunnies and the snakes. Remember, bunnies and snakes have a predator-prey relationship. Okay, I think we can go up to the Erica Kirk thing. Jesus is coming, stay awake, stay faithful, pray always. Amen. For the person who said, I don't talk about Jesus. I don't know where you've been. You know what the biggest scam is? Not whether he was good or not whether he really died or not, but the fact that most think he fought for freedom. Freedom isn't found in politics. Amen? Definition of controlled opposition. Literally tossing MAGA hats to the crowd. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. For some reason, I got like this extra bar. I'll have to fix that somehow. It's not a big deal. We'll get through these decodes one way or another. But yeah, this bar shouldn't be there. Oh, here's what I want to talk about. I scrolled right past it. So here she is, September 26, Erica Kirk on the Charlie Kirk Show. I said she totally looks like someone who just lost their husband. And not just lost their husband, but lost him in that way, right? And look at the smiles, right? I mean, look at her face. This is on top of being in that music video where she left that comment, the devil horns, the fireworks, every fishy thing about it, right? So add that to the list of fishiness. All right. I feel like my Facebook is being weird right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. Okay. It looks like that bar. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about, but on some of these, I noticed that the bar came a little further than usual. I think it does that when you open too many tabs. So why did we go live tonight? So here's my video from 1 day ago. Bad Bunny, Snake Eyes, and She's My Kind of Crazy. We connected Bad Bunny to the Snake and Charlie Kirk, right? 1 day ago. So why did I go live tonight? Because tonight, the Charlie Kirk channel, here it is, Charlie Kirk, they put out this video tonight. Bad Bunny is bad for America. Right after I talked about Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk. And look what they show in the first 30 seconds. Bad Bunny is bad for America. They show a snake. All right? How about that? And some things Cody caught. Did I get rid of this? Oh, no. Here they are. Bad Bunny is bad for America. 99,144. The United States of America, 99,144. Snake Year, 99,144. And then the full name of Candace Owens, who's going down the rabbit hole right now. Candace Amber Owens Farmer. She's also got the 99. But perfect match to Bad Bunny is bad for America in 3 ciphers. And then we've talked about this. Emerson Drive equals turning point. But anyways, I was pointing this out the other day. How Bad Bunny is a perfect match to the snake. And Bad Bunny is 31, like Kirk is 31. Remember, Frank and Donald are 31, like Frank the Rabbit. And TPUSA is 14 and 31, like Snake is 14 and 31. So TPUSA equals Snake, TPUSA equals Utah, and Utah equals Snake. That should be pretty mind-blowing. We talked all about Snake Eyes and the Snake Year and the Snake poem. And Orem means snake. He was shot in Orem. And the stadium is designed to look like a snake, right? The State Farm Stadium. And 225 days after the Year of the Snake began, Kirk went down. Year of the Snake, 225. It was also 22 weeks and 5 days till the end of the Year of the Snake. And going with the 31s again, right? Bad Bunny is 31. Charlie Kirk is 31. Snake equals 31. Genesis 3:1 is about the snake. TPUSA is 31. And remember, Frank and Donald are also 31. And Bad Bunny equals the snake. And again, including the end date, today is 14 days before Kirk's birthday. Utah 14, Snake 14, TPUSA 14. All right? And then we made all the connections with the snake and Bad Bunny and She's My Kind of Crazy. We covered it all. And again, if anybody wants to support, here's how you can do so. I'm not monetized by YouTube, for the record. For the new people wondering, you know that video where I got 120,000 views? Yeah, I didn't make any money off that because I'm not monetized. So anybody that wants to support, very much appreciated. And thank you to everyone who does support. You guys are amazing. Every single one of you. All right. Yeah. And also, special shout out to my good friend Shelly. You know who you are. Thank you so much, Shelly, for everything. And everybody who's helped me over the years. But Shelly, I don't have a way to. Normally, I try to write people back through like through PayPal. There's a way to message people, but on Cash App, you're not able to send messages. So I haven't been able to say thank you to Shelly. So thank you to Shelly and everybody else who helps on Cash App. I'm not able to send you a message, so thank you. And then to everybody who sends by mail, thank you too. I'll be honest, I don't write thank you letters back in the mail. Maybe I should, but I'm thanking you now. And I always thank you guys. But yeah, if you're somebody who has ever sent me anything by mail and I haven't personally thanked you, I'm doing it right now. Thank you so much. Like I said, anyone who sends through Venmo or PayPal, I do have a way to message them, and I always do. And also, you guys can always email me. My email address is my PayPal address. So let me put that back up here. So don't be a stranger. I've also had people show up at my house before, so thank you to them. It was actually, well, one person in this house, one person in the other house, but that is my home address, so I'm not afraid to give it out. But yeah, this Jclviva14, that is my email. All right, so if you want to get in contact me, you can do that. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on X or Twitter. I do not have a MySpace anymore. I used to, but yeah, those days are gone. You remember MySpace, the top 8, and you could change your profile like a different theme, and you'd have like a theme song when people come in and stuff. Crazy, right? All right, let me yeah, MySpace. Thank you, Gene, for putting that in there. Let me go shut off the air real quick and unplug this, turn the fan back on. Give me 1 second, we'll turn this thing back around. Oops. Just bumped into my table there. For the record, it's going to be a little noisy for the next minute until the air conditioning shuts off. Let me take a sip of water, and then we'll turn this around. Wow. What a stream, huh? Let me check in with the chat. Sorry about my fat fingers. Let me just double check here. Make sure there's nothing else I want to talk about since we've already been on for 2.5 hours. Let me see. We got the 201 list. Got a Charlie Kirk list. Georgia Guidestones. The 222 list. If you watch that video from a month ago with Obama, you'll see all the 222s and all the 666. More 222. All the reasons Obama's the antichrist. Watch that video from a month ago. All the 192s. More 222. Remember, there are no bad numbers. You just went to MySpace. It's still up and running. Oh, wow. Don't forget, there are no bad numbers. Daniel. Remember, this all started with me seeing the number 222 everywhere right before the world changed. Connected to that number, COVID declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. The first U.S. case, 222 days from Trump's birthday. Declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. Then Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. They called it Wuhan coronavirus 222. But before the world changed, when all that started in the U.S. in January, I started seeing 222 in August of 2019. And that's how I heard about gematria, because I was trying to figure out, why am I seeing numbers everywhere? So long story short, 222 is also a good number. Daniel 2:22, he revealeth the deep and secret things. Don't forget, hidden codes equals 222. Acts 2:22, the only verse with the 3 words miracles, signs, and wonders. The first verse of the Bible, Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, that equals 222. The Book of Life 222, Jesus is the truth 222, you must be born again 222, Key to the Universe 222, Key to the Apocalypse 222, Strong's 222, Flame of God, and Jesus the Lion of Judah equals 222. I showed you all the 128s with the bridge collapse. Here's a snake eyes sheet. This is something else. More 222. Squid Game. Make sure you watch the Squid Game decode. It's in the live section. It'll blow your mind. By the way, player number 222 wins. And we were introduced to player 222 222 days from Obama's birthday. And player number 222, their name's a perfect match to Squid Game. Imagine that. So, yep. That's half of them. And then there's another half over here. See all these papers? These are all notes that I've kept over the years. When I do get raptured, someone's going to find a lot of notes. They're going to be like, who the heck was this guy? What did he know? Leave the world behind notes. Bridges. 192. Chandler Bing, Matthew Perry. Iran and Israel. By the way, you know, Israel was allegedly attacked by Hamas 64 days. I'm talking about October 7th. It was 64 days from Obama's birthday. Here, let me bring it up. Hold on. Make sure I got it correct. But I believe... Let me see. Here, real quick. I'll show you this one. Yep, Sean. In a couple days, it'll be 666 days after Leave the World Behind came out. We'll see if anything interesting happens. But anyways, when Israel was attacked, allegedly, on October 7th, that was 64 days after Obama's birthday. Israel equals 64, Barack Hussein Obama 64, the Antichrist 64. And then the next day, on October 8th, see over here, October 8th, Israel formally declares war against Hamas 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday. He's 64 right now. And again, Israel equals 64, attacked 64 days after Obama's birthday. And Barack Hussein Obama 64, the Antichrist, Israel, they're all 64. If you're interested in more of that, go watch all my videos about Israel, Iran. Every single thing that's happened has been connected to Obama. Every single thing with Israel. Let me go back to my notes here, see if there's anything else I can mention for fun to the new people. Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned most of it. We're gonna call it a night. Let me check in with the chat. Much love to Flat Earth Warriors, Apache Ghost, Mike D, Gene Spliced. Sean, thank you guys for hanging out this long. Yeah, Obama started his political career in Chicago. They got the zip code 60606 and 60666. And he's from Hawaii, allegedly. Hawaii equals 666. Add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama. It equals 666. And the day after Obama won the election, the Illinois lottery, where he was senator, was 666. And for Obama's 60th birthday, they asked people to chip in either $6, $60, or $600, which adds up to 666. And when Michelle Obama's mom died, when that was in the news, you go back 666 days, you land on Obama's birthday. And here. We'll end with that. I wasn't gonna bring this up, but we'll do it. Why not? Much love, everybody. Thank you for all the nice comments. All right, we won't spend too much more time. Wow, it's already 11. It's almost 11:11. Don't forget, Jesus' blood equals 11:11. John 3:3, the verse about being born again, equals 11:11. Here. I'm telling you guys, the next time I have something to add on Charlie Kirk, you never know, I could change my mind, but I need to just do a short video and not worry. I mean, as you can see, the short videos do better. It was a short video that got 100,000 views. Because trying to recap all this stuff every time, it's so long. So the verse about being born again, John 3:3. It's 11:11 right now. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. 11:11. Luke 21:28. And when these things begin to come to pass, and look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. 11:11. And Jesus' blood. 11:11. All right. Add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama. It equals 666. The day after he won the election, the Illinois state lottery where he was senator, the pick 3 was 666. Obama's 60th birthday, they asked people to chip in $6, $60, or $600. You add it up, it equals 666. Here's the lightning bolt filter from that party. Obama's chef ID'd his paddleboarder who drowned near former President's Martha's Vineyard estate. That was in the news 6 years, 6 months, 6 days after Obama's last full day as president. Happened at Turkeyland Cove, 666, like the fallen angels. Did you know the fallen angels equals 666? Michelle Obama's mom, her death was in the news May 31st. Go back 666 days, you land on Obama's birthday. They say he's from Hawaii, which equals 666. Chicago has a zip code 60606 and 60666, where he started his political career. Revelation 13:18, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, his number 666. What if I told you number of a man, Barack Obama, equals 666. Born on the 216th day of the year, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. On the day leaving, 149 days left in the year. Antichrist, 149. Revelation and beast system are also 149. Luke 10:18, and he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barack means lightning, Obama, a high place. So Barack Obama means lightning from a high place, like heaven. When he announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, 6 days old. Strong's 4566, Satan. How about that? Obama equals dragon. Eminem introduces Obama in Michigan. So Eminem was with Obama in Michigan 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. Obama 103, Eminem 103, Dragon 103, 666 103. Obama was with Eminem in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist. The first part of the song, The Devil Came to Michigan. Remember when Trump announced re-election 666 days after his last full day in office? It was 103 days from Obama's birthday and 103 weeks from the election. Affordable Care Act. Yes, we can. President Obama, the King of Babylon, Fallen Angel Obama, Antichrist, Birtherism, Revelation. They're all 726. History Channel is the Bible. Satan looks like Obama. The serpent in the garden. Here he is in the J Christ video with the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes, 666 pairs, $1,018 a pair. Satan shoes equals Antichrist. Little Nas X 44 like lightning. Fallen Angel Obama number 44. 19.2 million subs when that came out. Like Obama. Great Tribulation. Leave the World Behind. They're all 192. There's a guy that looks a lot like Obama in that video. I talked about Matthew Perry. Brittany Griner with the 10/18 birthday. Found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday. Say Brittany Griner's birthday, 10/18. Biden gave Griner a standing ovation at 10/18. Akhenaten. Obama's the clone of Akhenaten, the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. See, Akhenaten, the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. And Griner missed 474 days of basketball. Barack Obama, Beast Obama, Akhenaten, the Phoenix Fallen Angel 474. Griner plays for the Phoenix Mercury. They look identical. Put their names together. That should be on the 666 list, right? Akhenaten Obama equals 666. And remember, I just showed you the connection with Israel. They declared war 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday when Israel, Barack Hussein Obama, the Antichrist, 64. Remember, right before Leave the World Behind with Matthew Perry and friends, that connection, we had Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing had a man crush on Obama. Matthew Perry died 666 months after Chandler Bing's birthday in the show. But yeah. Griner has a 222 connection. The prisoner in Russia was 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks after being arrested. And Griner returned to basketball 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days before Obama's birthday. The Antichrist, Barack Obama, 222. The Beast of Revelation, Antichrist System Beast, they're 222. Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. Griner returned 7 months, 26 days before Obama's birthday. That's Antichrist, 726. There's Griner with Obama. The Second Coming, God of All Things. The last episode of Friends from Leave the World Behind. Season 10, episode 18, like Luke 10:18. The last one equals Power Outage. The director of Leave the World Behind, he's got S-Mail Corp. That's his production company, which equals 666. His birthday and Obama's birthday separated by 10 months, 18 days. I'm not going to play that. Trump and Putin. Diamond, from Diamond and Silk, her death was announced by Trump January 9th, 666 days before the election. Diamond and Silk equals 666. President Biden, after budget talks, will get it done in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. Trump announced re-election 666 days after his last full day in office, which was 103 days from Obama's birthday, 103 weeks before the election. Remember, I showed you Obama was with Eminem in Michigan 103 days after he released the song Antichrist. First part of the song, The Devil Came to Michigan. They were in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist, when Eminem is also 103, like Obama. There it is right there again. But yep. You ever notice I say I'm not going to talk about something, it would take way too long, and then I wind up talking about it pretty much 100% of the time. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I can't help myself. Former President Barack Obama tests positive for COVID-19, 2022, which is 222, 222 days from his birthday. Wuhan coronavirus, Event 201, World Economic Forum, the Beast of Revelation, Antichrist System, the Antichrist Barack Obama, COVID vaccine cards, as above, so below. Order out of chaos, mandatory vaccination, Beast, they're all 222. Declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. Declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. And the first U.S. case was 222 days from Trump's birthday. Trump Organization, Donald John Trump Sr., they're all 222. Trump won the election 222 days from his birthday. There was a 222-page lawsuit where Trump took the stand 222 days from his birthday. Trump's sister died 222 days from her birthday. Ivana equals 222. She died 222 days from her birthday. And since I brought up the 222, here, let me go back to that 201. Preparing for Disease X simulation, 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic, and 201 days before Obama's birthday. Oh, guess when event 201 was? It was on 10/18. How about that? Here, let me type in... let me do this real quick. NB181. U.S. reports cases of new variant NB181. That was announced in the U.S. on the day leaving 222 days left in the year. COVID declared a pandemic 222 months from 9/11. Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. National emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. 181 because Barack Hussein Obama II and Barack Obama, they're 181. Mayor Eric Adams tested positive 222 days from his birthday. First U.S. case 222 days from Trump's birthday. He won the election 222 days from his birthday. He took the stand 222 days from his birthday in the 222-page lawsuit against the Trump Organization. Trump's sister, dead 222 days from her birthday. Ivana, dead 222 from her birthday. COVID declared a pandemic 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation. Trump moved Obama's portrait on day 222 of the year, and he also moved it 2 months and 22 days after assuming office. King Charles' portrait was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday, and British royal family's 222, and he was diagnosed with cancer 2 months and 22 days after his birthday. And Obama's portrait was unveiled 1 day before the Queen died. And then Keir Starmer, whose mentor is Obama, he became prime minister 222 weeks after becoming the Labour Party leader. And then the Queen died 666 days. Or no, Keir Starmer became prime minister 666 days after the Queen died. And the Queen's body was moved at 222. And British royal family... Hold on, we got a troll in the chat. Sorry about that. The Queen died, or the Queen's body was moved at 222. Look at that, I got 222 likes right now. Can you believe that? The death date of Prince Philip, 222 days from the death date of Princess Diana. Princess Diana's photographer died 222 days from his birthday. Back to the 192s, the coronation of Charles was 192 days before Charles' birthday. It was on 5/6, by the way. I think coronation, see how it's on 5/6? I don't know how I'm still going for 3 hours. See how royal family is 56, and here. How you spell coronation? I'm spelling it wrong, right? Coronation. Oh, it equals 56 over here. I knew coronation equaled 56. Anyways, coronation 56, royal family 56, Freemasons 56, Society of Jesus 56, Coronavirus 56, COVID vaccine 56. Anyways, it was on May 6, 5-6, the coronation, which equals 56. Coronation. We got that spelled right? Coronation. Let's just copy and paste it, make sure here. Yeah, 56 on 5-6, like royal family. Okay. Anyways, looks like he's in hell, 285. It was 285 days after Obama's birthday. Obama, former campaign worker, killed in crash 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. On Highway 76 when Barack Obama 76. We talked about that earlier. Campaign worker equals the Antichrist. And then I covered all the 128s connected to Obama. I already showed you that with the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The removal of the Francis Scott Key Bridge wreckage rescheduled due to lightning, like Barack means lightning. That was in the news 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. Desmond Tutu dead 222 days from Obama's birthday. Tutu is 222. Iconic Obama Hope portrait sold at 222 West Hubbard Street. Can you believe that? Talked about Diamond and Silk with the 666. Totally unexpected 222. And it was announced 22 weeks and 2 days before Trump's birthday. We talked yesterday about the 222s with Kobe, or the last live stream about Kobe. I think Kobe died like 22 weeks and 2 days from his birthday. We talked about all the 222s. I can't get into it tonight with Andy Reid. Remember, he got his first Super Bowl win in his 222nd game, and the game against the Eagles was his 222nd game with the Chiefs. And he got his first Super Bowl on February 2nd, which equals 222. J-Lo did halftime, J-Lo 222. And then the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl 222 weeks after the Kansas City Royals. And if you add up the 5 Super Bowls the Eagles have been in, it equals 222. And if you add up the scores of the playoff games, it was 222. And that plane crash in Philadelphia was 222 days from the Philly mayor's birthday and 222 days from the president of Mexico's birthday. And the little girl was from Shriners Hospital. And then there was another connection with the 222. But anyways, I'm losing steam here. Obama was back at the White House on the day, leaving 222 days left in the year. Here's the most recent one. Eli Crane calls out Obama over the Affordable Care Act. 222 days from his birthday. 2 years, 222 days after he assumed office. And 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. That's crazy. And we talked about Griner. Here's the other stuff with Eli Crane. Eli Crane has that 149, like Antichrist Revelation B system, by the way, when Obama walked out for his portrait unveiling. It was at 149. This story about Eli Crane was in the news 16660 days after Eli Crane was born. So, anyways. Another Hope portrait sold at 222 West Hubbard Street, May 14th, 2024, the same day Charles' portrait was unveiled, 2 months, 22 days before Obama's birthday. That means one of Obama's portraits sold at 222 West Hubbard Street, 2 months and 22 days before his birthday. How crazy is that? Here's Biden making the changes to the Affordable Care Act at 222 with Obama behind him. Obama portrait equals 149. He walked out for the Obama portrait at 149. Antichrist, Revelation, B System, Morning Star, Lightning Bolt, they're all 149, like Antichrist and Revelation, and he was born on the day with 149 days left in the year. Squid Game, Season 2, we're introduced to player number 222, who wins a Squid Game. 222 days from Obama's birthday were introduced to player 222. See how Kim Jun-hee, perfect match to Squid Game. I can't do this next time I go live, man. I got to stop recapping everything. Yeah, Squid Game, player 222 came out 222 days before Obama's birthday. I'm not going to go through all the Squid Game stuff. You guys got to watch the Squid Game decode. It's too much. Too much Squid Game. Yeah. Here, just for fun, I went over the Desmond Bain connection, how he had that crazy stat line. Here, let's do Andy Reid. Here, we'll do Andy Reid real quick. Trump. Plane. I need plane 88. See, again, I just said I'm not going to cover the Andy Reid. It would take too long. Here I am looking for the Andy Reid. But this time I know how to find it. Here you go. Oh, my phone's dying now. Oh, my phone's on 5%. Oh, goodness. That ain't good. Hold on, guys. Hold on, I gotta plug my phone in. All right, I gotta turn the air on again. Hold on, guys. This could be the most sidetracking I've ever done in one video. But anyways, we're plugged in now. The 5 Super Bowls the Eagles have been in, 15, 39, 52, 57, 59, you add them up, it equals 222. If the screen looks a little off, it's because I'm plugged in. It's doing a little twisty. Then the 4 playoff games the Eagles were in, 32, 50, 78, 62. The combined scores, it equals 222. You had that plane crash in Philly 222 days before the mayor's birthday, 222 days after the president of Mexico's birthday. Everyone on the plane was from Mexico. Little girl was coming from Shriners Hospital, 222. I'm out of breath. And this is all connected, all the plane crashes with the 222. You'll have to watch the last live stream to get all the 222s here. I'm just going to cover a couple things, but the Super Bowl was 2,222 weeks and 2 days after a major plane crash in New Orleans. And that game against his former team, the Eagles, Andy Reid, that was game number 222 with the Chiefs, right? So look at this. Andy Reid, I've been decoding this since February 2nd, 2020. Andy Reid gets his 222nd career win in his first Super Bowl. It was on 2/2/2020, all twos. February 2nd, 2020 is 222. February 2nd, 222. Halftime J-Lo, 222. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl 222 weeks after the Kansas City Royals won the World Series. That's not a coincidence. Kobe, dead the first year, or the first week of coronavirus in the U.S. He died 22 weeks and 2 days after his birthday. And buried in Corona Del Mar. The Eagles' first Super Bowl was 2 years, 22 weeks, and 2 days after Kobe was born in Philadelphia, the Eagles fan. Shout out to Gematria85. Aaliyah died in a plane crash 22 years, 222 days after she was born. Azerbaijan Airlines plane 222, 222 days. It crashed in Kazakhstan 222 days from the president of Kazakhstan's birthday and 222 days from Obama's birthday. I'm going to skip a lot of these. I covered all these in the last live stream. Yeah, that would be too much to cover all this again. Anyways, the point was Andy Reid in the 222. Now, before I get to Desmond Bain in the 222, I got to show you Francis, which I'm not going to be able to spell his name. Just real quick, Francis Ngannou, his connection to Kobe in the 222. Remember, Kobe died 22 weeks and 2 days from his birthday, like I just showed you. I think I'm saying that right. Look at this. Ex-UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou announced his death of his 15-month-old son Kobe. Little Kobe died, who was named after Kobe Bryant. He died 222 weeks after Kobe Bryant died. And look at the dad's name, Francis Ngannou, 222. So don't tell me Kobe isn't connected to the 222. That's crazy. Little Kobe died 222 weeks after Kobe Bryant died. And Francis Ngannou equals 222. And again, let me just go back to the Kobe slide. Kobe died 22 weeks, 2 days after his birthday. Remember, this is the same situation we had, all beginning at the beginning of the snake year, Kobe the Black Mamba. That's when the Eagles picked up win number 666 all time on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death against Washington, leaving Washington on 666 wins all time, days before a helicopter hit an American Eagle from Kansas in Washington. Kobe died in a helicopter. Helicopter equals 666. Kobe scored 81 points, his career high in game 666. And the Eagles posted a picture of a helicopter before the game. And by the way, Kobe was born in Philadelphia. He's an Eagles fan. Don't forget, he scored 81 in game 666. Kobe being Bryant, 81. Mark of the Beast, 81. And I covered more of that in the last live stream. Now, one more thing, since we're talking about February 2nd and the 222, I got to bring up Desmond Bain, and then we will get the heck out of here. All right, guys, there's this player, Desmond Bain. He had this stat line. Desmond Bain wears the number 22. He shot 22.2% from the field with 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 fouls, and 2 turnovers on 2-2-22. That's what they tell you, right? Number 22, 22.2%, that's 2-2-2, from the field with 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers. And he wears the number 22. That's what they tell you. What they don't tell you is in Gematria, Bain equals 22. And he did this on February 2nd, right? Well, like Andy Reid, who picked up career win number 222 and the Super Bowl victory on February 2nd. February 2nd equals 222. And the big part they don't tell you, he did that, all that, 222 days after his birthday. Can you believe that? And it was in the year 2022. 222. Well, I mean, if that doesn't prove anything to you, I don't know what will. All right, guys. That went way crazy. Yeah, I did not expect to talk about all that. Here, let me unplug my cord here. Set this down. Yeah, I think whenever I switch, I think it buffers for a second, at least on my end. Whenever I switch the camera around, let me try it. Let me look on my side. I don't know, man. Am I crazy? Obviously I am. Does it not create a little bit of a delay or a little bit of a... Let's see. Let's see what happens when I turn it around. Let's see. Is it going to do it again? And maybe it only does it when it wants to do it. Oh, jeez. Man, I am all over the place. Alright guys, I'm starting to sweat. Actually, I've been sweating, so I'm done. I'm out of here. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Much love, Flat Earth Warriors, Artsy, ES, Gene Splice, Cody, everyone that was in here earlier. Love you guys. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for being part of the channel. If you came in late, make sure you go back, rewatch on fast forward. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. I've been live over 3 hours. It's almost midnight. I gotta run. So I love you guys. Do me a favor, leave a comment. Help the algorithm, very much appreciated. Please hit the like and the share on the way out. Very much appreciated. Love you guys, all right? As always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.